Hi, the purpose of this video is to go over question 24 on our integer unit test. So you'll notice in the directions it says solve the equation, check your solution, show all work to receive full credit. So in question A, there are two parts of this problem. So first, let's start with the solving. So we have k minus 8 is equal to negative 20. So when we are asked to solve, that means that we are looking for the variable. What does the variable represent? Okay, so instead of subtracting 8, we are going to add 8. And the reason for that is because adding and subtracting are inverse operations. So negative 8 plus 8, those two cancel out. All right. Now, in order to maintain the equality, you have to add 8 to the other side of our equal sign. Please notice how I'm showing my work. I have my numbers lined up so that the numbers that are being added together line up. So negative 8 plus 8, that was added together, and negative 20 plus 8, that will also be added together. Now you'll notice that my variable is by itself, and that's what you're supposed to do when you're solving for something. So k is alone on the left side of the equal sign, and I just have to add what's in what I highlighted in blue. So negative 20 plus 8. And that is equal to negative 12. You had to use your integer addition rules to figure that one out. So negative 20 plus 8 is equal to negative 12. So that's the first part. They also asked in the directions for you to check your solution. The purpose of a check is for you to confirm whether your answer is correct or not. So the first step that you should do when you have an equation, or I'm sorry, when you're doing the check, is write the equation down. So I'm writing down the original problem. K minus 8 is equal to negative 20. There's only one number where this is going to work. So if we made a mistake, this is going to end up being an untrue statement. So let's see. Instead of writing k, we're going to replace that with the number that we got. We found that k was equal to negative 12. So we're testing that number. What happens if I replace k with negative 12? Now the rest of the problem I'm going to copy down. So I have minus 8 equals, I'm drawing arrows for emphasis here, negative 20. So I copied the rest of the problem down, and now I'm going to evaluate. I have to actually figure out what is negative 12 minus 8. Well, if it helps, change this to a sum. Negative 12 minus 8 is the same as negative 12 plus negative 8, and that's equal to negative 20. Okay? So now we can evaluate this. So what is negative 12 plus negative 8? So think about that. Don't just assume that you know the answer or that you got this right. Think about it. Negative 12 plus negative 8, that's equal to negative 20. And then I'll copy the rest of the problem down. Equals negative 20. Well, here, this is a true statement. Negative 20 is equal to negative 20. So the check allows me to confirm that I did get the correct answer, which is negative 12. K is equal to negative 12. So please, while you're making corrections, make sure that your work looks like mine. And if you need more time, just pause the video. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to question B. So 24B, we're again asked to solve. So the problem is m plus 9 is equal to 3. So again, we have to use the inverse operation. The opposite of adding 9 is subtracting 9. So I'm going to subtract 9 here. So 9 minus 9, that's 0. That's how I know those two things cancel out. But I have to subtract 9 on both sides of the equal sign. If it helps, get a highlighter out so that you can emphasize that these numbers should line up. All right, having your numbers line up will help organize your work, and I think it'll help you with your computations as well. I think that one of the #1 mistakes that we make with solving equations is just getting lost in our work and sort of losing track of where we left off, especially when the equations get more difficult, because right now these are just 1-step equations, but we will be doing 2-step equations this year. Okay, so where I left off, I knew that the 9's canceled out. 9 minus 9 is 0, so I'm left with m on the left side of the equal sign. And 3 minus 9 is equal to negative 6. And again, you had to use your integer rules for that. I'll just make a little note here because this was a common mistake on the test. 3 minus 9. Remember, subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. So 3 plus negative 9, and that's equal to negative 6. So anytime you have a math problem and you're like, hey, I can't visualize what this answer is, make like a little spot for you to do scrap work. It's okay for you to do that. It's nice for you to have your scrap work sort of off to the side so that way it doesn't get confused with the rest of your work. Okay, let's move on. So here is the check. So we have m plus 9 is equal to 3. So I'm replacing m with the number 6 because that's what I got for my variable. So negative 6 plus 9 is equal to 3. So again, I'm copying down the rest of the problem. So nothing else about the problem should change other than I'm replacing m with the number 6. Okay, so let's evaluate. Negative 6 plus 9. Think about that. That's 3. Negative 6 plus 9 is equal to 3. So 3 is there, and then copy down the rest. We have equals 3. Well, this is a true statement. 3 is equal to 3. So once again, that's how I know that m is in fact equal to negative 6, and I didn't make a mistake. If in your check you somehow get a different number that causes you to have a false statement, that's how you would know that you made a mistake and you need to go back and go back through your work. Either there was a mistake in your solving or in your check. It could be either one. Okay, so that wraps up number 24 on the test. Thank you for making corrections, and if you need to, you can always pause and rewind. If you need further explanation, just ask me for help. Please, please, please don't be afraid to ask for help. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.